All right, if you're a real estate agent that is wanting to take your business to the next level, one of the biggest things you can do is stop wasting time on mindless activities that aren't generating business. Today, I want to share with you 7 specific things I see agents wasting time on and what you can do differently that's going to lead to that success you're looking for. All right, one of the biggest things that we can do is to become more productive, to understand what it is that we're doing that we can eliminate, because when we eliminate something, it leaves room for more productive activities. So as I share some of these things that agents are doing right now that is unproductive or that is wasting time, I'm going to share with you some things that you can plug into that time that's going to make a big difference in your business. The first one is this: they're consuming way too much content. They're scrolling mindlessly on the internet. They're watching things and they're becoming a spectator instead of a player in the game of real estate. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. Become more of a creator than a consumer. What is it that you can do to create content that is out there? Now, there is a portion of time that does need to be utilized to be out on social media where you're contacting or you're commenting and you're being social as a part of social media, where you're finding those people that are maybe the people that you're looking to do business with, that you're staying in contact via that way. And maybe you're watching some content of other agents in other markets, but what is it that you can do to begin to create content rather than consuming it? Here's a couple things I would suggest. Think about who your ideal client is. Who is that ideal client for you? Is it a first-time home buyer? Is it an investor? Is it someone that is maybe looking to downsize, or they have a growing family and they want a larger home? Whatever it is, understand who that ideal client is. Then break down, where do they spend their time? Is it a client that maybe is an investor that's on LinkedIn more? Is it someone that's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, maybe for first-time home buyers? Whatever it is, understand where your ideal client is, and then begin to understand the type of content that most people watch on that format. There is not, sometimes we have people doing square peg and round hole things. They're trying to do videos that would do really well as far as Instagram Reels on Instagram, and they're trying to do it over on LinkedIn. It doesn't work that way. Understand where your ideal client is, understand the types of content that do well in those places, get in position to provide the best information possible. So what are those things? What are the needs, the wants, the desires of that ideal client of yours? What are the biggest questions they have? What is the biggest pain points they have? Once you've identified those biggest pain points, begin to provide solutions to those problems on the place where they are, in the format that they like to consume in, and you'll begin to see a change in your business. Again, stop consuming so much, start creating more, and you'll begin to see that momentum build for you. Next thing I see agents doing, wasting time at, is that they're going into the office and they're thinking they're productive. In reality, it's not about where you are, it's about what you're doing. So if you're just going to the office and you're spending time just scrolling through the internet, or you're just spending time talking to other maybe unproductive agents, what is it that you can do to close the door, so to speak, and make those phone calls? Whether that be in your office, or whether that be at your home office, or whether it be sitting in an open house, what are the activities you can do to stop just feeling like you're productive but not getting anything done? What is it that you can do to stop doing busy work but not having anything that's producing results? What are those activities that generate the highest and best use of your time where you're adding value to the marketplace? Let me give you some of those, okay? Number one is having real estate related conversations, following up with past clients or people in your sphere of influence, checking in, giving them some value. What is it you can do? Creating content like we talked about that is going to have the ability to be out there doing passive prospecting for you into the future. What is it you can do as far as generating information for a local farm area and getting that mailed out instead of just sitting on that information? You see, when you get productive, you begin to see better results. We're looking to build momentum in our business. And the one thing that really kills momentum is a lack of activity. So begin to focus in on the activities that generate results. Don't just get busy and feel like you've done something. Do things that actually move the ball forward. And now we're going to build that momentum we're looking for. The next area I see agents wasting time on is they're doing $20 an hour activities when they're actually worth way more. Their time is worth way more than that. So let me give you an example of this. If you're an agent, my friend Vince Lisi says it this way, that for every $100,000 you make, you're $50 an hour employee. So if you're making $50,000, you're a $25 an hour activity person. Basically, that's what it breaks down to when you break it down to an hourly basis. So why are you in there putting information on an envelope to mail out? Why are you in there spending time following up on setting up your showings when someone can do that for $15 to $20 to $25 an hour, depending on the value of that person for you, and you could be having conversations with people that are going to generate types of business that you're looking for? What is it that is the highest use of your time? Identify, and the one thing that I like to encourage agents to do is keep a daily log for 1 week. First off, it's going to make you it's going to make you more productive than you've been in a long time. But each hour, write down the activities you did that hour. Was it that you were online watching videos? Was it that you were sending out cards to people? Was it that you were making phone calls? Was it whatever it was? Make a log of exactly what you do every hour for 1 week. First off, it's going to be astonishing how little you're doing as far as productive activities. Then begin to identify the activities that you can eliminate or that you can pass to someone else that can do it a lower price per hour so that you're actually making money instead of sitting there doing those activities that someone else is going to be able to do for you. Find those activities that are out there that maybe someone else can do at a lower cost for you and focus in on the best things you can do to help other people buy and sell real estate. When you do that, absolutely, not only are you going to get more productive, but you're going to see better results. All right, the next thing I see a lot of people spending a lot of time on, and it's just kind of a pet peeve for me, is designing their personal logo. Let me just say this. It's important, but it's not so important that you take away a week's worth of time worrying about how this looks. Yes, you do need to have an identification for your business, but I promise you, people care more about what it is that you give them than how you look. What is it that you can do to present yourself in the best way possible in a short amount of time, get a logo that begins to be identified, but get back focused in on giving value to homeowners and to the potential buyer prospects. Don't waste time on mindless activities. Find someone in marketing that can help you get a couple of options for you, that you can make a few refinements and you can keep moving. Yes, it is important, but it's not so important that it takes you away in an extended period of time from adding value to homeowners and potential buyer prospects. The next unproductive thing I see agents do that really wastes their time is reacting to their business instead of being proactive. And what I'm specifically speaking here is of your schedule. Are you coming to the office with a plan of action, or wherever it is that you're doing your work from? Are you waking up every single day with a plan of action that's already in place? I like to do this where I set my day up the night before I leave the office or before I get done. Every afternoon, I sit down and I lay out my schedule for the next day. Now, I do leave room for follow-up for things that maybe catch fire, but I also want to make sure that I am very proactive in the things that I know are going to move the ball forward. So for an agent, what should that look like? You should every single day have a specific set of time period where you're not going to be looking at email, you're not going to be looking online, and you're going to make outbound calls to add value or to prospect for potential new business. Make sure that is in pen, not in pencil. Those should be every single day activities. Do you have a specific time that you do appointments, in the afternoon or in the morning? Do you have a specific time that you're going to be training or looking at training materials? Whatever it is for you, get to a place where you have your schedule set in advance and that you know at the end of the day you will have moved the ball forward and everything else is going to take care of itself. One of the biggest problems I see with agents right now is that they're just sitting here and reacting, or they're waiting on the business to come to them. Be out there being the agent that is being proactive, that is taking action, not waiting on something to happen, but is actually out there making things happen, and everything else will take care of itself. The next time waster I see is that people are posting mindless content. I would rather see you, and I've done this on my personal Instagram page, and I've been checking this on YouTube, is I would rather do less but quality, because that's what's going to get people wanting to come back for more than just doing something every day. So what are some of those mindless things that people do? Posting happy 4th of July, for instance. Posting mindless things that really add no value. Before you post anything, think of it this way. If your ideal client sees this, will they think, wow, that's some information I really love having? Or will it'll just be another thing that they scroll past? Because the problem is if you're not noticeable, they become numb to anything that you post. So I would rather spend the time doing something that's quality and do just a few a week than rather doing something every single week. We're seeing that in the algorithm right now. It is absolutely something where the algorithm is looking for people that have engagement. And if you have posts that are not going to have engagement, it's going to not work in your favor when it comes to the next post that you have that is so great. So focus in on getting very specific and a big understanding of exactly what it is that your ideal client wants and needs, the pain points they have, what they will react to, what they will engage with, and you'll begin to see your results on social media move to a higher level. This could be doing polls, this could be doing surveys, this could be doing a number of different things that increase the engagement, but absolutely add value in a way that's going to keep people coming back and wanting more from your social media. Last but not least is the most important one. Don't spend time with unproductive people. Listen, you will absolutely be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are you spending time with? Because if you're coming into the office, which we talked about a little bit about earlier, but this is worth almost saying it twice. Understand the people you're around is who you will become. Are the people that you're around top producing agents or agents where you're in around somebody that's doing activities? Is it something where you're around people that are just looking for excuses not to make phone calls? Or are you around people that are making the phone calls and are sharing the details of what happened there? Find a mastermind. If you don't have this, find a coaching group. Be very particular about the people you spend time with. Surround yourself with people that are doing this. If you don't have people around you, video is a great way to do this. Find productive agents that are sharing content, maybe some of the stuff that I'm doing or some of the other agents that are doing, that inspires you to take action. Because when you spend time with those people, even if they're not in front of you now, but they're on video, it's going to absolutely give you the ability to move to that next level you're looking to move to. Don't waste time. Become proactive. Make this a situation where you're focusing in on the needs of your ideal client and you're giving them more of that information, and your business can't help but grow. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.